Hello, my beautiful viewers on E360. How are you doing? I just want to let you know I am here in New Zealand and my grandson is just here because he heard the music and I don't know what happened to the video, but all good, all good. So we are going to improvise. Are you going to help me count? We're going to count from 10 to 1 and then we will say 0. We're going to have a show. Are you ready? 10,
And
9,
9, 8,
8, 7, 6,
6,
5,
5,
4,
4,
3,
3,
2,
2,
1,
1.
0. Okay, gaan speel my skat. So cute. Hello, my beautiful viewers on E360. I hope that you're going to have a magical show. We're going to have an amazing show. Today, it's such a privilege. Just let me put this that side. I'm so sorry. Today is such a privilege for me. Yesterday, I became a Oma again, my third grandson. And it was so beautiful because I could see the first grandson. I could not see the second grandson because Zayden came on the 29th of April 2020 and we could not fly out. I could not come to New Zealand. So yesterday was such a privilege for me to be here in New Zealand again. So for me, I'm totally grateful for everything in my life. And I'm so grateful for my beautiful rosebud. That is Krista Rose. And my beautiful miracle man. Sit zachter, sit zachter. And my beautiful miracle man. And then there's two beautiful couple that is our spotlight authors for today. So today, my heart is full. So my beautiful Krista, can you please introduce yourself and then my miracle man, and then we will go to our spotlight authors. Thank you.
And we're having beautiful chimes in the background. So, my name is Krista Rose, also known as Rosebud. And I like helping people to see that they're stronger than their circumstances. And that's why I wrote the book, Skip the Pain, Experience the Pleasure, with my tagline saying, Cut the crap that's holding you back so you can live the life you love. I want to help people understand that they don't have to be held back. I'm also an energy worker, international speaker, and nutritionist. And basically, I want to help inspire and heal as many people as possible. And I'm so grateful to be here. Want to give a big shout out to Diamond Beauties and Tanzanite Heroes for all the viewers, too.
So
And Howard.
thank you, thank you, thank you. So I am Howard Brown. I'm in Michigan, USA. I am affectionately known as Sinette's Miracle Man, but I am the original Mr. Shining Brightly. So I help struggling leaders that want to get back on track because we've all struggled. We've all gotten knocked down in life and in business and in relationships and in health. And we need to get back up. And we get back up by lifting ourselves up and with our light and then shining brightly before others. And I am an author. I am an international award-winning speaker. And I have an enormous podcast audience on the Shining Brightly Show. And I'm so happy to be here. This is amazing. I love Author's Journey. And we are on live TV, I want to remind you. So just thrilled.
Oh, thank you, my miracle man. So, my beautiful Lisa and Scott, the first time that I met Lisa through Krista, you had such a lightness in you. You were almost like a fairy princess for me. And I remember I had an amazing dream, and you became one of my amazing Mrs. Spots. And you are truly amazing. Then I met your husband, beautiful Scott. You were for me this powerhouse with the most marshmallow heart. I loved that. I loved that. And then when we put you together on one screen, the only word I can say is boom, shakalaka. Scott, again, boom, shakalaka. You present hope. There's love. There's a second chance. And if you can spend pockets of small seconds to ask another person how they are, you don't know how influence and how that person will feel after that. You are also part of the cover story on Diamond Moment magazine, and you are our illuminated authors as well in the magazine. The issue is coming out next week. We're going to reveal on Monday. We cannot wait to see your faces when you see what beautifulness is going to come out of all of that. My beautiful Lisa, can you introduce Scott? And Scott, can you introduce Lisa?
This is my absolutely amazing husband, Scott, of whom I met 3 years ago now. And the first time I met him, I think my jaw was on the ground because we met at a personal development class, and I saw this completely masculine man, but a very vulnerable soul who knew how to share. And I think I believe that's what initially attracted me to him. And Scott is absolutely incredible. Having written his book, and I was the first one to read it. It was hard to read, but very powerful. And I know he has a powerful story, and he will positively influence many people in this world. And I'm excited to share him with you today.
Thank you, my beautiful Lisa. Just give me, I have to put on all the buttons. My beautiful Scott, before you introduce Lisa, I've got a message from one of the Diamond Beauties ladies, Marie Bailey. She said hi to everyone. Hi, my beautiful Marie. My beautiful Scott, can you introduce Lisa, your beautiful wife, to us?
This is my amazing, beautiful wife that has taught me so much about life and love and compassion. She's an Amazon bestseller of 2 books, 6 Months of Love, and oh my God, The Year of Love. But see, that's the bonus. We allow each other, we're allowed to make mistakes. And she's taught me that. I grew up in a spot where a mistake was like, oh my God, you made a mistake. And that's all it is just a mistake. And when we allow ourselves some compassion, we can give it to others. And Lisa has taught me that. And like she said, we met at a personal development class, and I still remember the vision of her. She was like talking with somebody, but I just can remember feeling from across the room the compassion that she had and the focus she had on the person she was talking to. It was amazing. And that was just from across the room. So
Beautiful. I love it. So, are you ready, my beautiful ones? Here is to Lisa. So, my beautiful Rosebud, Krista just got a new name this morning because Howard and Krista phoned me around about 5 a.m. this morning, and it's all good. And I just thought, I said to my grandson, my miracle man and Rosebud phoned me, and he said, "Are Rose and Xander, he's 9 years old." He said, "Mommy, is Rosebud a human?" And I thought it was so beautiful. As you have introduced both Lisa and Scott to me, will you please take over as being our host for this show? Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So, first of all, I'm so thrilled to be here. So, not only am I able to read these amazing books, I have met Lisa and Scott in person. They have been traveling the world. Right now, they're coming from BC, Ontario, Canada, or no, Canada, BC, and are going to be living in Thailand, if I have that correct. And I will just quickly show you Lisa's first Amazon #1 best-selling book. And today we're going to talk about The 6 Months of Love, which also made Amazon #1 bestseller. And with Scott, we're talking about his amazing Amazon #1 bestseller, My Perfect Storm. So I'm absolutely thrilled that I have the opportunity to not only have met them, but get signed copies. And for all those people who are watching, signed or not, I really encourage you to read them because there's life-changing insights that you will find while you read them. You'll have those like, oh my goodness. Even if you don't have the exact same story, you'll be able to identify with the feelings. And that's what I got for me. So we can start off with Howard. Do you want to start with the first question?
I do. I do. I'm just thrilled because now I've been able to actually read 3 of your books. And so I feel like I know you. Okay. But I want to take a step back. You've only just found each other 3 short years ago. You had lives that I learned about way before this. And I have to tell you, the word that comes to mind when I now have read and now gotten to know you, and you guys are soulmates. You found each other a little later in life. And I want to tell you how special that is. But you did have different lives and things like that. So tell me, a little bit of he said, she said. So, tell me you tell me all this admiration thing. What's the one yucky thing that Scott does that you want to change or annoy you? We're starting off with a little rock and roll here, and Scott, then you're going to tell me one thing about Lisa that does she leave the toilet seat up or does she leave her clothes flying around? Give me something to work with here. We're starting hot. Let's do it.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. So that's cracking up. You didn't see that? I bet you didn't see this coming.
Oh yeah.
All right, here we go. Let me have
Okay. I've stated this before, and it bugs me. However, it's a little bit unusual. So we eat supper, and after supper, food gets stuck in your mouth. So typically you take it. Typically you'll take a toothpick and get it out. But no, this one takes out half his teeth and uses it to get out.
No. I didn't expect that.
Are we going to do a show and tell?
No.
No, not necessary. Oh boy, I didn't expect that at all. But I shouldn't have asked the question without getting the right answer. That's hysterical.
Oh, that's okay. It's all about having some fun. Lisa doesn't have the ability to shut cupboard doors or drawers on a regular basis. I'll walk into a room and there'll be 5 doors and drawers open. It drives me mental. And why? I have no idea.
Can I tell you? Can I give you great advice, my beautiful Scott? I was so frustrated with the cupboard doors. I cannot tell you. Me and my husband are married for 34 years. And an amazing gentleman in 2006 told me, the cupboard door doesn't bother your husband. If it bothers you, close it with a shut mouth. So now, when the door is open, I will close it and I will smile and I will tell my husband, he's not there. I love you. Because he gives me moments to think about him with love. So remember that, Scott. But can I just mention something? We have now both our own toothpaste. Toothpaste. I just press in the middle. Oh, my husband hates it. You have to come from the back. Ach, I don't have time for that. Thank you so much. It was so cute.
Thank you. I listen. We're not perfect people, but those are in the whole totality of a relationship in life. Those are easily acceptable things. But because you really have found each other and you exemplify the respect and the actual admiration and compassion and grace for each other. I want to point out that you're not exactly 100% perfect. No one is. So thank you for letting me start the show off.
You don't think we're perfect.
I know that. No, I know that. But when you read about you, there's a lot of admiration because you work at it and you show each other a lot of respect. And so share with me what you say in the morning and what you say good night.
Well, in the morning, I learned from this wise man, and it was actually kind of funny because what he said to me is, he goes, it was about one of my goals, and my goal was to have a partner in my life. And he goes, well, what are you going to say to her in the morning? I said, well, I'll roll over and say, hey, babe, I love you. And he goes, well, why don't you one up that one? And I'm like, how can you one up that? And he goes, why don't you roll over and ask her, how can I love you today?
I love it.
And so that's what we do. And then in the evening, as we're going to bed, getting ready for sleep, we ask each other, "Did I love you today?" And sometimes it's as simple as a yes, and other times it's a little more of an explanation. And we have added recently, in the last couple of months, our evening sort of routine with each other is that we'll ask each other what are 3 wins from the day. 3 wins from the day. So we share, and then 3 forecasted wins for tomorrow. And we do that every night.
Wow.
And today I see that as like for my past life, you would go to with most of my partners, it would be like my last one, for example, it was frustrating all the time. And so you're going to bed frustrated, waking up frustrated. And this is adding like icing every day to the cake. It just continues rolling. And how do you learn about somebody if you don't ask? And if you don't set yourself up for success? It's like I was talking to a friend yesterday, and it's like it's only up to you to decide what your life's going to be like, not me. And so I have to decide what my life's going to be like and make it that way.
What I just want to tell you, that is such a powerful way to mantra start your day and to conclude your day with also now the wins. Thank you for sharing that. Beautiful. Really, really beautiful.
Yeah, that was amazing. And Howard, I love the way you started, not only giving them that little kind of, razz about what their pet peeve or whatever it is, but you started with talking about how you can almost feel the energy or the vibration, how they came together. And I'm all about how energy, universal energy, love energy, works. And I truly believe in that room, Scott, you didn't just look over at Lisa and it was just like a glance saying, "Oh, she looks hot." I believe there's there was this energy that was being between you that was pulling you guys together. And look at the beautiful outcome. Not that you didn't have to do any work, it's because you followed it. You followed your heart, and the universe always brings you to your highest good, what you need for your highest good. So I just wanted to point those out. So great question, Howard. So Nat, you can go with the second one, so I won't steal it.
Thank you. So we do have a few comments from beautiful Marie. I don't know if you can see them, Krista.
Yeah, I can see him now. It says, "Oh my God, Scott, you do so awesome." And then, "If doors were meant to be closed, they wouldn't open." Just saying.
Thank you, Marie.
Marie.
Oh, thank you. So my question is to Lisa and Scott. Both of your journeys are deeply transformative. Can you share what it was like navigating personal growth together as a couple and how your relationship strengthened throughout your individual experiences?
Ooh. Well, we did. I believe we did start out with 100% respect for each other, where we were at that present time, and that we both desired for more. We respected each other's journey in that. And then I think probably within the first week of us meeting each other, we committed to each other. We said we will give 100 and a million percent to do what we need to do to show up first for us so we can show up for the other person. I think that was the big thing. And so when we talk about doing stuff like more personal development work, we totally supported each other and wanted the best for what the other wanted to do and for our own personal growth. And Scott has some big news of his own, which I'm so excited for him. He's wanting to further his education, something that's huge at the age of almost 57 to do this. I'm so excited for him. And I'm excited for my own growth. So, yeah, I don't know what else you're asking me. I kind of fell deep into his eyes there.
The beauty
You
of
know
our
what else? I was
go
going to
ahead.
say, tell us about it. So you just left us on an edge, the cliffhanger. So what is this big news, Scott, if you can
Well, I've been
elaborate?
through it before, and it's like for years some of the people might know, like I'm involved in 12-step programs, and I've seen lots of people go, oh, I'm going to become a drug and alcohol counselor. And it's just like, to me, you need to get some time in and get healthy before you're any good for anybody. And it's been coming up on Facebook, counselor stuff. So I applied to go to CDI college to become a drug and alcohol counselor.
Wow. Congratulations.
Pretty wild. Like, I have my grade 12, but I'm pretty much a high school dropout. And so it's kind of surreal. And that's the support we have in our relationship. And both of us have it. It's like we say we want to do something, and our part, like, she goes, yes, do it. And then she's so excited. She's almost more excited to be doing this than I am.
Because
That's
he is
awesome.
deserving of it. He is so deserving of whatever he desires to do, the passion, the excitement. And I know he wants to give back. And so this is part of that journey.
And like our coaching course, it's like, this will just enhance my coaching skills and enhance how I can help people. Because that's 3 years ago when I started the coaching process, it was like, all I want to do is do something meaningful. And all I've done is chase money before. And it's not about chase. I know I need to make money to live, but it's not about chasing money. It's about chasing the next person that I can help lift up. Because I know what it's like not to have anybody to help lift you up.
Oh, that's so beautiful, my beautiful Scott and Lisa. Congratulations. And Lisa is one of our Mrs. Spots on a Tuesday for the Diamond Beauties. And our beautiful Scott is a Mr. Hots. And Lisa and Krista, they have chosen their own name, Mr. Hots, HOTS. And he's going to start next week on Tuesday. So I will come back to you. And Tiger will do a Monday, and you will do a Tuesday show. And later on, I'm not sure when you're going to start, my beautiful Miracle Man. You're going to do a Friday.
That's right. That's
And-
right.
And Chad wants to do another day as well. So I think we will end up with 4 Mr. Hots. And it's Mrs. Spots and Mr. Hots.
Well,
Love it.
HOT stands for the Heroes of Tanzanite.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you for allowing me to ask the question, my beautiful Rosebud.
Of course. And I wanted to say Marie had a shout out, say congratulations, Scott. So wanted to put that out there. And I also wanted to say not only congratulations, but it takes somebody who's walked the walk to talk the talk. And I really truly believe from not only reading your book, but getting to talk to you and getting to know you, you have walked the walk, lived the life, been there, done that, got the t-shirt, the sweatshirt, everything. And now you're not only writing about it, you're willing to put yourself out there, go back to school, and help others with the knowledge that you've gone through, the experiences you've gone through. And you're going to be such an inspiration to other people who are older, not just kids, to say, you know what, could I have done high school? You know what, I'm going to do my passion now. It doesn't matter at what age. So I wanted to address that because I think that's huge. And, you should be very, very, very proud. But my question, so Lisa, in your book, 6 Months of Love, in the beginning, it says communication is a key to a strong relationship. Now, I know a lot of times that's kind of easy during the honeymoon phase, the first couple months, maybe a couple weeks sometimes. I don't know. How were you able to keep that alive? That's the first part. And the second part is, where in your relationship do you find it most difficult to communicate with?
great questions. Holy. I think the bottom line is I needed to always continue to grow myself. So that's the bottom line always. So whether it's my relationship with my kids, my relationship with Scott, or my parents, or whoever, it comes down to me and my growth and how confident I am in myself and the worth in myself. So that way, when I need to have that communication happen, I am feeling confident to bring anything I want to the table, anything I need to the table. So one of the big sayings that I think I wrote about it in the second book, maybe first book too. I never put anything under the rug. You know, I never sweep stuff under the rug and let it sit, because the bump keeps getting bigger under the rug. And that is not the kind of relationship I want. So as scary as many conversations can be, it's and I wrote this in my book, just JFDI, just freaking do it. I'll say freaking on your show. And bring it forth, because if you want a relationship, and this is what I want, a relationship where we have open honesty, willingness to listen, and a willingness to solve things together. And so that's why communication is absolute key.
I absolutely love that. You can see that. I know at the end of the book, you said, you are worth it. You deserve it. Yes, you. And I know from reading in your book as it led up to it, that that was one of your goals, is to speak up more. And look at you now. You know, not only have you achieved it, you read it, wrote about it, and now you're speaking about it and, you know, doing everything about it. So super excited for you guys. Howard, back to you.
So one of the takeaways is that you have been to Thailand. You're about to go create life in Thailand. And what makes Thailand so special? That's the question one, and to both of you, and what you're planning there. And then also a random walk for coffee. Take us through this story that led you to a very special part of your life, volunteerism. So first about Thailand. So it's a very special place to both of you.
Well, to start off, we both had never been to Thailand, and we were doing this course. It was a goal setting course, and part of this course, we had to sell something to the group, and it was actually quite hilarious. Well, I won't go into the story, but one girl did this thing that nobody could have ever beaten. It was hilarious. But anyways, I did this thing. We were going to build a resort in Thailand. And this is 2.5 years ago. And then we had another goal that we had to do something within 24 hours. So I ended up booking both of us plane tickets to Thailand. And fast forward the clock, we talk about manifestation, and I was really kind of doubted that. I didn't believe it. But like when we fly back to Thailand this time, it'll be our third time for 6 months. And we're moving into a house that we built, our own oasis. And like, that's, my mind's still blown away, because it's like, that's manifestation in its best, because I had no clue that would happen. And it wasn't that we forced it or anything, it just happened. I forget the other part of the question, but
Well, the question's for Lisa, because you answered the first part of the question. The question is that she dragged you out for coffee, and then you ended up meeting somebody on the way home, right?
I need more to the backstory than that, because we go out for lots of
Haley,
stuff.
all right, Haley's school.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Read your own book.
Did you not to see the coffee love one that was in there? Anywho, yeah, I had asked Scott, it was about mid-afternoon or around lunch or something. I'm like, do you want to go out for a coffee? And it was a 10-minute walk away, 15-minute walk away. So we went out for coffee, and it was hot. It's in Thailand. It's hot. And we're walking back, and we're like, oh, okay. Oh, there's this guy riding down this street, and he pulls over on a scooter and pulls up to us, and we start chatting with him, and he was asking us about our rental we were in, and got chatting a little more. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know how I get onto this, but I'm like, yeah, I'm a teacher. He's like, oh, do you know there's a school just up the street? We both didn't know. And so he's like, yeah, I know the owners. And so ironically enough, he put me in contact with them. And within a couple of weeks, I was volunteering once a week or so in the kindergarten class. And then I think it was a couple of weeks after volunteering, I stopped at the local coffee shop, Debo Cafe, which is just down the
Great
street.
people.
Great people. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I went in there and I thought, I'm going to treat myself, have a little iced coffee after volunteering. And I go in and there's little kids in the coffee shop, and she goes, this is my son. The mother is the owner of the coffee shop. She introduced her son to me, Pineapple. Oh my gosh, she's a sweetheart. And Lychee, I think I'm saying the other one's name correctly, but I ended up coming and reading with them after every time I'd volunteer at the school. So it was so much fun, and we remained friends with them, and they are just beautiful people, and they live life, which is I think we really like about them, attracts us to them.
They actually just posted a video on Facebook. Lychee is, how old would she be? I think she's 5, maybe 6.
Not even that old.
She's riding. No, I don't even think she's that old. Riding this motored, like a street bike. It's just this little tiny thing down the street. It was funny.
Yeah.
No helmet on, no nothing. Just
So you should see the smiles on your face that we're looking at right now on the screen, because what you just gave a perfect example of is that you found from a random walk home joy. You are able to bring joy in volunteering, and you extended that into the relationships, and you're lifting up these kids. And I just want to tell you, just by even telling that story, and that's why I wanted you to share it, is that's the truth. That's truly basically why we're here. And I love that story in the book. And it's just when I read it and I saw the pictures of the school, I was joyful. And so I want to tell you that you had impact on me, and you'll have impact on this audience and the readers. And it's a beautiful thing. And thank you. And your love for Thailand. And you, again, also you took me to the point of resort and building your own home there. And I love that. And congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, that great question, because I was really thinking about that manifestation part as well. And a lot of people don't believe it, but it's funny. You don't even have to have the word. It's when you have this dream or you have this desire, and then you start taking action, and the rest will fall in place. So, and this is a perfect example of that happening. So, Sanette, would you like to continue on?
Thank you. I forgot about the grandfather clock is going off on half an hour. Thank you so much, my beautiful Lisa and Scott. It's so beautiful. So, Lisa, the next question is for you. In your book, 6 Months of Love, you share the journey of rediscovering yourself and your voice. I wanted to find out what were some of the most unexpected lessons or challenges you faced during your adventures in Thailand? And how did it impact your sense of self-worth and love?
Oh, wow. Well, just my first book, A Year of Love, and I know you're asking about 6 months. I wrote a goal that I would complete that book. And I did it. I completed that book with the help of all the photos on my phone. That really helped to recall all the events. And then when I finished that, I'm like, I felt like I really needed to write another one. It felt so great writing. And so when I wrote 6 Months of Love, it was about our first 6 months in Thailand. And I was pleasantly surprised that literally by probably the last chapter of the book, I'm like, oh my gosh, my first book was about meeting my soulmate. And I realized at the last of the second book, I'm my own soulmate. Like, I want the best for me. That's what I realized at the end of 6 Months of Love. So yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh, like even if I never published another book and, wrote and never published what I wrote, it's all about growth. And so us going to Thailand and committed to that growth and opening that opportunity has just like, I never knew I would land on these new plateaus in life. And I don't know until I do it. And until like our business says, forward walking choices. We make forward walking choices. And I've come to learn that for my first book, doing risks in my life. As I processed through my 6 months of love book, I realized that risks had a fear to them for me. And when I spoke with actually a therapist I was with, she said, why not just call it experiences? And they're experiences. Some experiences are fantastic. Some experiences don't work out, but they're just experiences, and you can win and you can learn from them. So that is kind of something that I've gained from writing 6 months of love.
Wow. Thank you, my beautiful Lisa. I have to ask you that question because when I read it, I got this immense feeling of my heart just went. I've got a big heart, but my heart just went even bigger because the day that I experienced my own self-worth, but more than that, I am my own soulmate. It was even to talking about it, it gives me goosebumps because you always think of taking care of other people, but when you go to that inner core, I call it heart of heart feeling of yourself, that is amazing. Are you ready for paparazzi? Because it was beautiful. Are you ready?
Whoa.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was fantastic. And now, Sana, I know exactly how it feels when someone steals your question. So, because usually it's the opposite way around, but that's okay because I did get probably a little bit more and deeper from that. So, one of the other questions I was because having the two of you together on a show is so powerful and is such an experience that we all get to share. I do want to give out a shout out to Marie, who did make another comment, who said, relationships are the PhD program for personal growth, and you two clearly have an amazing relationship and you are an inspiration. So I wanted to make sure I read that out to you guys.
Yeah, baby.
So as I totally agree with that, but I was wondering when you guys wrote your own books, what surprised you the most about what the other person wrote? So, Scott, what surprised you the most in Lisa's book? Either one of them, but we can focus on 6 months of love if that's what we're focusing on. And Lisa, what surprised you the most of My Perfect Storm that Scott wrote?
Well, I have to be honest, because I lived the stories, I've never read the books. Uh, so I don't have an opinion on what. I was surprised that she decided to write 6 months of love. I was surprised at that. I wasn't surprised the first year because to me it's like, what can you write about in 6 months? Like I got a couple more pages in my book than she did, but it's like 50 years. And so I don't know. So maybe I need to honor my wife more and read her books.
You know, that's amazing that you say that because I'm going to think back to my husband. I did the opposite. I drove him crazy. When I was writing my book, I would, does this sound like, good like this or like that? Or so I think by the time I was done and we had to do a proofread, I said, can you? And he was like, oh my goodness. So so I think either way, and now it's kind of like he says, I feel like I wrote it myself because he heard it over and over and the changes. So yes, I definitely agree. Either read it or you can put it on the computer and it can read out loud. I encourage people to do that as well. But yeah, it's definitely an awesome, inspiring book. So Lisa, how about you?
You can listen to it when I get the audio book out.
Yeah, there you go.
There you
There
go.
you go.
Hey,
Yeah.
So like Scott said, his book is like 50 years of a journey. So
Yeah.
I suppose one thing that I was surprised was how little I'm in the book.
Lisa, this is for you.
Oh my God. That's funny.
But
Oh, I love that.
however, I believe I inspired him to write the book. So I will take that.
100%.
And it's his life. Like I said, we've only known each other for 3 years. So yeah, no, he needed to tell his story of his life.
Yeah, no, that is completely amazing. And I agree because the books are so different. Yours is really focused on you, your personal development, your personal relationship with yourself and how it grew, and then how it came together with Scott. And Scott was more about what he went through, the trials and turbulence that he had to go through and really push through. And that was more of his focus. And so totally two different books, but bringing them together is very complete. So yeah, no, thank you. That was amazing.
Thank you. And
Howard,
maybe someday it'll all get put into as a big movie, which would be very cool.
That is. Well, I want to tell you that it takes different forms. So I wrote my memoir, which is 300 pages. It's about my life too, Scott, and I'm 58. And I had my wife, because she's such a good writer and editor, edit and write the book with my publishing house as well, because I got to tell you, it wouldn't be readable if you had me, just writing it and all that.
Yeah.
So, and I had to bring together so much content to do it. And some things don't get left out. I wouldn't recommend leaving Lisa out.
I didn't leave her
You
out.
did.
I just didn't talk about it much because
Enough, I get it, but again, since I've read your book and all the trials and tribulations of growing up, your transformation is it takes the whole book, and again, and now you're into chapter 2, 3, and 4 with Lisa, and it's just a beautiful thing, and I now can see it all. All right. So this is part of the program because we're getting close to the end here that we call the speed round. Now, you've both been on individually, so we know how to do this here. Okay. So this, again, a little he said, she said. So I'm going to say a word. You can both comment on it. And whoever hits the buzzer first gets to, go first. All right. So it's the first one we're going to talk about. The word is couplehood.
Sorry,
Couplehood.
Couplehood.
I don't.
It's not a word that
Not a
comes
word
to my
that-
head.
yeah. I would say together.
Yeah,
With that. That's
I
all
think
that.
so.
Okay. Togetherness.
Yeah.
Okay. You can say teamwork. There's lots of things to say. I want to hear about commitment.
Ooh, 100% is what
100%.
comes to my mind right away.
100%.
100% commitment. Okay.
That was easy.
Easy button. All right. The word is adventure.
Ooh,
That's
Thailand.
us.
Okay.
Yeah. We do a lot of new things. Yeah.
Values.
Ooh, extremely important.
Important. And then important to know if you're actually living by what you think your values are. Because a lot of us have values, or we think we have values, but we're living over here and our values are over here.
We don't put emphasis on it.
I like that, living your values. Faith.
Open to what the future has to offer.
I would say commitment.
You went back to commitment. Okay. All right. And this will be the last one for me is love.
Lisa.
Scott. Yeah.
I knew the answer. I already knew the answer. Well, thank you for that. So back to you, Krista Rose.
Yeah.
Our Rosebud. That was beautiful, by the way.
Thank you so much. And you know what? I was so amazed at how quickly you guys answered them together. Like the answers, like 100%, or it was as if you guys are so focused on continuing, like you said, forward walking choices, continuing walking, and it meshes you guys together, and your thought process and your manifestations, and everything is beautiful. So I love the way you guys answered very quickly and together as well. The answers were amazing.
Well, it's kind of an oxymoron because the more you focus on yourself, the more you can give and focus on others. And it doesn't even add up in my brain when I say it that way, but I know when I clean my street, I have room to open up to everybody else. And that's what I believe you need to focus on yourself, and everything else kind of falls into place. And it's not about being selfish when you're focusing on yourself. Just
Wow. Now, for everybody listening on East 360, Diamond Beauties, Tanzanite Heroes, and everybody later on YouTube, rewind that. Listen to that again, because that's an amazing insight. So thank you, Scott. That definitely was great. Sinette, do you want to end us off with a question?
Yes, I'm just going to ask you, my beautiful Lisa and Scott, sense of purpose.
Mm.
I would say putting myself out there to help people.
That I know I initially was thinking giving back when I have discovered myself and being able to give back. And so I'm at that point in my life.
I love that. And then second part of that, why?
Because I see it in everyone else. So if I deserve it, so does everyone else.
For me, because of the pain of my past, and I don't want anybody to go through alone what I've gone through alone.
That
I
Wisdom.
think
Wisdom.
that's beautiful.
So, my beautiful Crystal, we still have one question, Tom, for one more question from you, and then you can hand it over to me, my beautiful Rosebud.
Absolutely. I would be honored. So, if you can give one last insight, golden nugget, something that you want these listeners to know, that they will be inspired to get your books and talk to you guys and, visit you guys. What's one thing you would like to leave them with?
I would say for myself, life never really started happening, like the change, till I started to invest financially, physically, mentally, and spiritually to myself. And that's invest in yourself and work and don't give up.
Are you ready for paparazzi, Scott?
Love it. Lisa.
We talked about the fact that we ask each other, how can we love each other? It's the reminder that you need to also look at yourself individually and ask yourself every day, how can I love me today? That's extremely important.
Wow, that's so powerful. And I guess again, Bree saying fabulous interview, beautiful souls. So thank you so much. This has been an amazing interview and experience, really. So Sinette, you can end us
Thank you.
off.
So, Lisa and Scott, here is paparazzi. I can just tell you, my beautiful ones, the children were so happy with my paparazzi pen and my buttons. I think they never have been pressed so many times in their lives. So I just wanted to say thank you, my beautiful Lisa and Scott, for coming through. What an amazing power couple. I had individually, you were in one room and you were in another room the first time you came to the power hour. And then I asked you to please sit together, because for me, your energy together, there is like literally a heart, a purple heart, pink, with pink bubbles around all of you. That it's like amazing. I just want to come through this camera and come and give you a hug. You are truly an amazing couple. And Scott, yes, you have done your first book with your life, but now you can tell us a little bit more about being a real man, because lots of real men don't use their hearts. And I know there is a lot of men outside. I mean, outside there, that really needs to connect to their heart. So I can not only see one more book from you, I can see a series of books coming from you. And you're going to change a lot of gentlemen's minds. And you know what? You're going to make our women very happy. Because when men connect to their heart, we can feel more love for our men. My beautiful Lisa, thank you so much for taking care of Scott. Scott, thank you for taking care of Lisa. My beautiful Rosebud Krista, thank you for being our host. You were truly amazing. My miracle man, thank you for being here and thank you for being my miracle man. And my grandchildren are, Xander just came around the corner and he showed me. I said, we're still busy. And he said, so they gave me the time so that we can have this show. So I'm truly blessed. So my beautiful diamond beauties and Tanzanite heroes, what did you do today to fill your own heart with your own love for yourself? First question. Second question. What did you do today to fill somebody else's heart, a loved one or a stranger? Did you take a few seconds to look at that person and really see them? Because nowadays, with all the technology and everything, people don't see each other and feel each other. So my beautiful Krista, thank you so much for being here. My beautiful Howard, thank you. My beautiful Lisa and Scott, thank you for being our illuminated authors. But there's a question I need to ask you. Will you have a dance with me?
Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
Thank you so much. And I just want to let you all know I will be having a signature song for Soul Diamond Author's Journey soon from a well-known Chicago artist. She's going to compose the song for us, write the song, and sing it for us, and play all the instruments on it. She can play so many instruments. She is busy doing that. So I'm truly blessed. And I will have 3 signature songs. But here we go, my beautiful viewers on E360. I hope that you had an amazing time. Thank you, Marie, and all the Diamond Beauties for your comments. And then, will you have a dance with us? They said yes. They said yes. Here we go.
Walking on sunshine or dancing in the rain. Sprinkle me with fairy dust so I can fly away. Smiling at a moonbeam or squinting in the sun. Sprinkle me with fairy dust and cover me with love. From butterflies to eagles, oh, there's magic in that flight. Sprinkle me with fairy dust, watch me take to the sky.
Omi and Xander.
Singing,
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.